Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Awaken the Voice. It has been such a special podcast. We've had already 2 voices that have shared themselves with you in all of their truth and who they are and what they want to share with the world and inspire in all of you. And today is no exception. We are with voice number 3. Voice number 3, how are you feeling?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You nervous?
A little bit nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know, I guess because, being so open with somebody and knowing that a lot of people will be listening and having an impact.
Yes. What does it feel like knowing that it's anonymous, though? That knowing that your voice is heard, but without knowing really who you are?
Yeah, I like that.
You like that? Yeah. I guess that's the beauty of it, right? To share your story without that fear.
Yeah, you've got that security, that safety boundary where you can be open and not worry about judgment from others.
Beautiful. So today we have all these beautiful stories and all of these conversations that we want to have, and we talked a little bit before about isolation. That you wanted to speak on isolation. What is that word? What does that mean to you?
Isolation to me, obviously it's a sense of loneliness, but I found isolation for me was when you have so many people around you but you can't reach out. It's like you're stuck in a moment but everyone's moving really fast and you're just isolated in that one moment. And
you felt that way?
Yep.
When did that start for you? When did that isolation, especially since this podcast is triggered towards helping our youth with tools and finding a way to get out of certain situations? Isolation, I feel, is a huge one, especially in this day and age with social media and everything making kids even more isolated. So without that, how did you feel isolated when you were in that time of your life?
Well, I guess I first sort of started feeling isolated in my early teens, probably around 12-ish and whatnot.
Yeah.
What was the question again?
How did your isolation start? At that age, yes. And what did that feel like? Not knowing how to reach out, or what was that for you?
It was confusing. I found it really confusing because I wasn't really sure of why I was feeling this way. I had my reasons for it, but I didn't know how to cope with it. I didn't know what sort of was going on. I didn't have anyone to reflect with, I guess, and that's important for me. I've found is I need to reflect with somebody to help me get through whatever it is going on in my head.
Yes.
And with teenagers, and I know when I was a teenager, my head was constantly spinning with everything, and it's so hard to regulate that, and it's so hard to slow down enough to concentrate on the one thing at the moment instead of everything else that's building up.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Of course it does. And even with social media, it's hot, isn't it?
Hot.
It's hot in here. Ooh.
So sweaty.
It's so sweaty. Especially in, like I said, this day and age with social media. It's a completely different monster of isolation. And I feel with the empowerment program that I've done in talking to teenagers about just their experiences, it's just fear to breathe.
Yeah.
It's fear to just be alive. And with that and feeling isolated, running to your room after school or running, period, from anything. What would you say you wished you had or wished you would have done differently as a teen, knowing your isolation? What would you have done?
I think I should have probably stopped looking so much for somebody to fix me and did some sort of, meditation has helped me a lot. I do need to self-reflect a lot.
Beautiful.
But
so do I. I'm learning that from you, actually,
it's
currently in my life,
really
that how important that is. Yeah.
Especially if you've got so much going on in your head, you need to self-reflect so you can sort through that stuff. And it's really good to have a person, and that's what I think, is to have someone that you can go to and just say, I need to just talk about this. Can you help me understand this? And if you don't agree, can you tell me why and help me? I have a really good friend who helps me see other people's points of views a lot.
Wow.
Which is something that I think a lot of teenagers need to do as well, is to realise that you and yourself might be struggling, and that is, someone else might be struggling as well. And that does not mean that your struggles are any less than theirs, and vice versa, you know. Growing up, I found it like a competition almost, like my life is harder than yours. No, mine was harder than yours. And it shouldn't be like that. We should be helping each other. Yeah. Like, you had a hard life.
Especially at that age. Yeah. It's like we need to learn from the get-go about that support.
We need that support network. As human beings, we need people around us who are going to help us. We need to feel like we're going to be helped. And then in turn, we help others because we've been helped, you know?
Completely.
We give what we receive. Like, if you don't feel appreciated, how can you make others feel appreciated?
Yeah.
You know, because you don't know that feeling.
Completely. And especially with teenagers, and with this age, it's that moment of my friend's done this to me, or this has happened, or this has happened, when really no one steps out for a second and like, oh, what is that person actually going through? Because it's more than just that moment in time. Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff going on. You don't know
with everybody.
Yeah,
everyone.
Absolutely.
Different stories, different feelings. What do you recommend for those teenagers that are feeling that isolation, that may not have support or may not have someone to go to? What do you recommend that they do to help them?
I recommend that they, as scary as it is, life is scary. Everything is fear-based. Everything. Completely. One of the best things you could do is to go and find someone who will care about you. Find a place that you can go where you feel safe, where you feel accepted, no matter what you look like or what you act like or anything. Open up to them, as hard as it is. Not everyone is going to hate you or judge you. Just reach out. Someone will grab your hand. And if you're reaching out to some people and they're not grabbing you back, you find someone else to reach out to, because there will always be somebody to hold your hand.
That's so beautiful.
No one wants to see people hurt. They don't.
They don't. And it's bravery, too. It's hard to be brave. It's hard to step out of your body and be like, okay, I'm struggling here, but if I reach out to someone, they're going to turn me down. Yeah, or to make that assumption that someone's going to push me away, especially that young, because your hormones and everything is just like da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. And this is for boys and girls. It's that boys feel just as deeply as girls do.
And so even more so, it's more important for boys to be open, because they're so socially restricted in showing their feelings.
Completely.
And they have the same feelings, and we should be encouraging them to show them and not shaming them.
Yes, because that's isolation on its own when we tell them not to feel something.
That's devaluing their feelings, and that's not okay.
And that's what makes them go into their room or not have a conversation. And parents, that's for you. This is what we want to share with you right now as well, I believe, is that isolation comes from us as parents. To make sure that our children don't feel that way. And the beginning of that comes from making sure their emotions are valid.
Making them feel secure.
Completely. Yeah. Because that is how they'll speak. If it starts at home and you take away their voice, there's nothing else. Yeah. There's nothing else, because they're not going to trust anyone when it starts at home. The trust starts at home. School, that's a beautiful space to meet and grow and to learn and be inspired.
But the foundation
is home. Completely.
Yep. Home is so important.
So important. And I do understand home situations are not great, and that's heartbreaking, but like you shared, to reach out, and to find,
one thing that is really good about the school system. Like, if you don't have a good home and you do go off to school, you can make the choice to change your life. You can make the choice to reach out and be like, things aren't good at home. You're an adult. Can I trust you? Can I trust you, and can you help me? I know that, there are laws in place and everything, but just making someone aware that you're struggling can make a whole world of difference. Yes. Just getting that off your chest and having someone who cares.
Using the voice, right?
Yes, using the voice.
The whole point of this amazing podcast is for us to share our experiences with you about how important your voice is, because your body is so essential, but your voice, that is what people connect to every single day. Yeah. And if you're not able to use it, then what's the point? So as an adult, my love, as no longer being a teenager, do you still struggle with isolation?
Yes.
And what do you do? What have you done to help you for the women, for the men out there that are no longer teenagers, but struggled with isolation as a teen that has now continued into their life? What do you recommend? What has helped you?
To be honest, what has helped me was joining up with a place that made me feel safe. I found somewhere to go, like whether it was, you could go to the park and that could be your place, or you could go to here, you could dance, which is my place. I found a group of women who are really accepting and lovely. And you just got to find a place where you feel at home, because sometimes home doesn't feel home.
Yes.
You got to find somewhere. If you find yourself drawn to something, there's something there.
Right.
I've always loved dance, but I've never gone and danced.
Wow.
And now that I'm here, I realize I've always loved dance so much. It's because I need to be here.
Yeah.
If you find yourself wanting to paint, but you don't think you can do it, just start anyway.
Just start.
Who cares what it looks like? You just need to
that
get
first
that
step.
out.
It's that first step.
Yeah.
Because it's always scary. Like, that first step is scary in whatever you do.
Got to reach out.
I can't swim.
Really?
I can't swim,
Wow.
and it terrifies me. And I love my mom, but it was very fear-based for her, I believe, in some way. Because my mom doesn't swim. So again, it's the root.
Yeah.
It's like your fear goes into your child's fear, which continues and continues.
Yeah.
So it's like my fear is learning to swim. One day I'm going to do it. I'm going to be like, I'm going to swim. But again, it is that step.
Yeah.
It is that first step.
Toe in the water.
That the little baby
pinky.
one.
Splash it in
The
there
little ocean I'm a lot better with, but the ocean's scarier than a swimming
Are
pool.
you really?
But I'm still terrified of
I guess
it.
it's a slow sort of descent. The water gets deeper as you go,
Yeah.
and it's not just jump in.
Yeah, but even Bubba, like Isaiah, he's afraid of it, but at the same time I'm like, he'll get there. Like he'll get there because it's also intrigue. Like we're so intrigued by so many things, but we let that fear take over. But I am with you. I think it's so important and this is from a young age. And again, parents, even though your child tells you they don't want to, you're the adult. Yeah. You were the parent. Yeah. I think there is this weird thing going on right now where kids think they have rights. My mom would whoop my ass if she thought I had some rights. Like, if I thought I had some rights on what I would or would not be doing, I wouldn't be me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think...
we do have to push our kids
to
do the things
in a great
right.
way. Yeah. Not like, I'm going to whoop your butt if you don't do this, but encourage to...
build their strengths.
Yes. And that starts baby. Yeah. That starts even before your baby start talking. Yeah. Like, take care of that, nurture that, because then you're not going to have as big of a problem as them wanting to try things. Yeah. And that isolation won't be as
intense.
It won't.
Yeah. It
won't. And I believe that. So, my dear voice, how would you like to end this podcast? What words of wisdom, of your beautiful wisdom, which you have because you're fantastic, what would you like to share?
I just want to share, you might feel alone, and in a sense we're all alone, but you're not, you've not been abandoned, there is people who want to help.
Yes.
I know I said it before, but like if you look around in chaos, you will always find someone wanting to help. Always, and that's what you got to look at. That's what you need to look at with life. There is always going to be really bad things going on, no matter your circumstances. Whether you got a good family home or you don't, or whether your job is terrible or not. You're going to have someone there. You just got to find those people, and you got to be good to them, and they got to be good to you. And you need to make sure that you stand up to them, because standing up to your friends is really hard, but it's also really important.
Very.
If you're not being looked after, you need to make sure that you are. And in turn, you're looking after that friendship, and it's just going to grow. So be true to yourself, I'd say. Absolutely. Don't be scared to reach out, and just believe in yourself, because life gets better.
It does get better. And it gets better when you allow yourself to just be.
Exactly, yes. Stop trying to be something and just be.
Yes.
Just be you, because that's just amazing. Just being authentically yourself is the most beautiful thing a person could be.
And teenage girls and boys out there, listen. If someone tries to bring down your spirit of being exactly who you are, show them something beautiful about themselves. Because sometimes those people that feel the most isolated and sometimes can be bullies are the ones that hurt and don't know how to be free.
They don't know how to love them and are being shown how to care.
So that's up to you. That's up to you. We're constantly teaching. So if you're feeling good, if you feel wonderful, if you feel empowered in yourself, but sometimes have people that bring you down, don't allow that. Switch it.
Tell them they've got a beautiful smile.
Yes. Tell them, oh, wow. And if they look at you crazy, that's okay. When you walk away, though, that will sit with them.
Yep.
Sit with them, and then they're going to go home, and they'll look in that mirror, and they'll remember what you said.
And, it's not hard. It is
not. It's the easiest thing.
And it's so much nicer walking away with saying something really nice to someone who's not so nice to you than to retaliate back, and you walk away feeling
awful.
Not like yourself. Like, that's not you.
And nothing changes.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
It's just a whole lot of bad feelings, and instead you could just,
Voice 3, you're awesome.
You're awesome.
You're awesome. And I guess I'm with you. I'm with you on this one. Believe in yourself and reach out. Reach out. Find a safe space.
Yeah.
Okay? All of you out there in the world that's listening to this, if you've been feeling lost and don't have a place and feel isolated at home or at school or just in your own heart, reach out.
There's always somewhere. There's somewhere you can
always,
go. And there's always somebody there too.
You're beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening and sharing. We will continue to be here. We will continue to share and love and empower and inspire with you. So thank you for tuning in to Awaken the Voice. We will see you soon.